Alright, started recording. You're not colorblind, right?
I'm not.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Which one?
The light blue, I guess. That'd be fun.
Okay, same as me. Nice. Yeah. First thing that we will do is just talking about Champ Pool first.
Okay.
Right? Because it's important that we are not losing games in Champ Select. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, the easiest way to climb, of course, is to be a one trick, and I don't think that you need to be, because your Swain win rate is really good, and so is your Leona win rate. But we still want to limit our Champ Pool for now until we get better at the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to first climb to higher elo so that we get to play versus better players, and then learn the game more, and then we get to play versus them playing the champions that we want to learn. Because let's say, for example, you get Master, right? And you now play versus like Rakan one tricks who are Master. You will learn a lot more than playing versus D4 Rakans. Because you get to really start learning what the champ can actually do. So I think, I don't know how your Rakan game has been going, but I don't think you play too much Rakan, right?
No.
Do you have older accounts, or?
Rakan is someone I play in like scrims a lot. So I play on a diamond amateur team, and Rakan is someone that I play in the background a lot, but I don't usually bust out in solo queue. The only reason I did here was because I had a Twitch, and it just felt like a good angle to go Rakan. But I'm pretty comfortable on the champion.
Okay. Now, looking at a champ like Swain, it's a champion that is gonna be either really OP or really, 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 really useless.
Mm-hmm.
And it all depends on your matchup, how much range they have, how much escape they have, and the setup of your AD carry. So of course we would love to have ADCs that have some way of setting our passive up, right?
Yeah.
Or locking them down so we can E. Now, if I look at, for example, this game, right? I don't really see why we would want Swain. You know?
Okay.
Like, if I look at it, I feel like you could just go Leona Draven here, and it would just be better. I would like my life more as well if I was Draven then. Because now Veigar can't step up. Of course, I don't know if you were blind pick or not, but here as well, like Swain into Janna Kai'Sa when I have an Ezreal, I don't see really why you want to play that. Like, you have Fresh here. Are you comfortable with your Fresh?
No.
Why do you think you have this win rate then?
The flex, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I was a Thresh one trick last season, but I feel like he's my worst champion right now.
Why? Why did you quit playing Fresh?
I don't know. No real reason. I found Swain and I fell in love with Swain and was like, this is all I need. Fuck Thresh. That was kind of the whole thing. I think I started playing Swain in preseason, and then I just kept playing him. And then I didn't play Thresh for such a long time that going back to Thresh always feels terrible.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Fresh.
Yeah.
I think that in NA, from every like NA support that I've spoken to, this champion is very underrated in NA. Nobody really in NA likes Fresh for some fucking reason. I remember speaking to fucking Vulcan, and he was like the only really guy in NA that liked Fresh from what I have talked to. Do you know about Vulcan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he likes Fresh, but Biofrost, for example, doesn't really like Fresh. But I think Fresh is really OP. I think that he's one of the few engaged supports that can really play very aggressive while being safe. You can go for hooks and you don't need to commit. You can lantern people out, you don't need to commit. You can just play safe as Fresh while still being useful. And his skill ceiling is extremely high, so I think it's really weird that you used to one-trick Fresh, and I assume you had success one-tricking him. Because if you didn't and you one-tricked him, then you're a psychopath, right? So.
Yeah, I actually, last season was the first time I got to Diamond, and it was all through just playing Thresh.
Yeah, so I think you should maybe look to learn him again, especially because you mentioned that you play for a team, and I think Fresh in team play is even more good than comp, because a lot of supports can be really bad to blind pick, but I think Fresh is very good.
Yeah.
Because if
I
people
agree.
want to counter Fresh with Morgana, one, they are trolling, because as long as you make sure that the rest of your draft doesn't get hurt by Morgana Black Shield, then Morgana is going to be useless. Because Fresh will still have first move and everything and Lantern, so I think you should learn Fresh if you want to do anything with your champ pool. I think that champions like Galio should never be a higher priority than Fresh. But yeah, back to the Swain thing. I think the way that you will make this champion work the best is picking it with ADCs that will have some kind of setup for you, but that's not often going to happen. So the most important thing is just how much range does enemy bot lane have and how immobile are they, right? So if you think about, like, for example, if you are playing Swain and you have like a Ashe here, I think that it could work quite well versus Kalista.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because I think that Kalista is quite short range, and the Ashe would set you up quite nicely, I think, for that. Here, I just think you're griefing. I think that Jhin is probably the best ADC to play Swain with. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I duo with that guy because he's a Jhin main.
Yeah. But then I just think the matchup is just useless. I would hate if I'm the Nidalee now, like I press tab, I'm tilted every time. Because I would much, if I'm the sack, because I would much rather have the Ashe Lulu than the Jhin Swain. Like, Jhin Swain versus Ashe Lulu just seems to me like the biggest coin flip ever. If you guys don't get like 10 kills, the Ashe Lulu is just so much better. You know?
Yep.
Like, Ashe will just kite here with W and everything. But I do like that you do away Jhin. Like I said, Jhin Swain sounds really, really good. But I wouldn't pick it perma. For example, versus Kai'Sa Nami, Kai'Sa has to walk up. If she never does, then she's going to be useless. So I think that it could work quite well there. Like, main ADCs, I could see Swain and stuff be good. It's like Draven, Kalista, MF kind of things, you know. Just something that has to walk close. Like Tristana, you probably do really well against, no?
Yeah, Tristana's pretty easy.
But then, like, here it just seems so useless. Like Caitlyn Blitzcrank. If you walk up to, like, attack Blitzcrank, you just get hooked and die, no?
Pre-6, it's almost impossible to play the lane.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that you could have such a good win rate on Swain. Like, you already do, but I think a lot of your losses is just matchup just sucks. I see you also do it with Draven. I guess it's good with his E, or?
Yeah, it's pretty easy set up with a Z. I was just a guy I found on solo queue and we kind of ran some games. I don't have any great affinity towards Draven. I feel like every AD carry has a little setup for Swain, and Draven's fun because, like, he has so much, just base damage that he throws an E, I pull them, they get locked down for a second, Draven just one-shots them.
I mean, I think Jhin is for sure the best. And then I think things like Ashe. I mean, if you're going to talk about mages, Ziggs is really good. Because it's W. I've actually played this combo myself. Ziggs Swain is really fun. Ziggs just does W, you do passive into E, and it's quite nice. But yeah, then I would probably put Draven like here, just because how Ashe is just stronger. Because the E does seem really well. But I think the main thing is just what enemy bot lane is. Like, when they have things like Jhin Vel'Koz, it just seems really hard to me. Because of all their range. Like here, Morgana Ashe. I don't know why you have Swain.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It seems so useless here.
100%.
So either you're like just trolling by picking it into it, or you're blinding it. That's why I think we should learn the Fresh again. Bring the Fresh back. Play it in, I don't know, whatever. Like on your Smurf in solo queue or Scrims or something. I think you need to bring Fresh back, and then I think you have quite a good champ pool. But I don't really want to watch Rakan. Because, like, yeah, you played it in Scrims, but there's no way you have more than 20 games on him.
Right.
Unless you've been screaming for a year with Rakan. So I don't think Rakan is going to be good, because you're not going to be playing him to the fullest potential of the champion. Like, this is a champion that is really, really broken. If the player piloting it is familiar with its limits. So I think the best would be probably Leona or Swain. The Leona game you died 9 times in. Let me see the matchup again. Like Alistar, there's a lot of things to play around in that matchup. There's also a lot of things to talk about in map movement versus Alistar. You also, I mean, I would have probably dodged this game if you're gonna talk about like how to gain LP, because you have 4 AP champions here, and you have an Elise as well. If Caitlyn doesn't have cleanse here, I don't know, she's griefing. Yeah, thank God she has cleanse. So she's gonna have cleanse now. You have 4 AP champions. For some reason, I guess NA server is like, I don't know, they can't read because there's no magic resist being built, but I think this game was really lost in draft because your matchup is not good. ADC matchup is not good. They have a Katarina that's already a buff in solo queue pretty much because she's gonna roam a lot. And you're like 4 APs. So if you're looking to climb games like this, you should dodge because they are not in your favor at all. But what do you remember from this game?
I remember, I think we won lane early. We like got them level 2. We were able to like pretty much dominate lane. And then I think like the map rotations were pretty poor, and it seemed like the Lilia just completely took over the game.
Yeah. And this was the Swain game, right?
Yeah.
And what happened that game?
This one, I think it was like we took a botched dragon fight. Cassiopeia got fed off the dragon fight, and we got smashed in lane. It felt like I couldn't really play around my Senna too much, and I don't know.
Because this game, when we're playing Swain versus Bard, it's important we win lane because we cannot match his roams at all. Whatsoever. It's not even close. So if you want, we can watch lane of this game. And we can watch the Leona game.
Okay.
Because I think there's no point to watch the entire game of this.
Right, I agree. Do you maybe want me to start an upload on a specific game here while we watch laning phase here? And then switch over to that one if there's a better game you see.
I mean, did you...
Because I could just start upload now and it'll probably only take like 10 minutes.
I mean, I think Alistar Leona is very interesting matchup. And in like Diamond 3, it's for sure really winnable. I think that if you start to reach like top challenger, there are matchups that just really aren't winnable. Because players can be really good, you know? But we're not at that level. So for sure the Alistar will fuck up and give you openings. So I think we should stick with this.
Okay, cool.
So let's start with Swain. Let's just look at lane. Because it's important that we play lane correctly. I'm gonna close the window. Be right back.
Okay. Oh. This isn't the game. What game is this?
Let's go spell clues.
Oh.
Alright.
I was wrong about what Swain game this is. This is one where I went 3, 7, and 12.
Oh.
Let me look. 3, 7, 12, 3 days ago. It was Draven Swain versus MF Vigar. I think this is the game that you criticized not going Leona. Cheat.
I mean, at least me, if I'm Veigar support, I really hate Leona because it's the only melee champ that can engage without committing. You know, like Rakan is really nice to play against because he has to commit. So you can easily cage. But Leona can just R. So
right.
It would be a bit hard for him to play. 3, 7 something you said, right?
Yeah, 3, 7, 12. It was 3 days ago, so you gotta go up.
Yeah, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I don't think it's much point, honestly. I think the Leona is the best.
Okay.
Unless you remember something particularly from that game that you would want to watch.
Yeah, but the thing is...
No.
Alright. Is this the correct one? Yes. Yes, it is. Dogtail Alistar, yep. Alright. What do you usually ban, by the way?
I usually ban Soraka. In this
Why?
situation, well, I usually just ban Soraka because I find her obnoxious. That's about it.
Okay.
My duo here banned Morgana already. I would probably ban Morgana against Leona Samira. Probably Taric would be another good ban. But I usually just ban Soraka because she tilts me.
I think that the 2 bans you should do is Morgana and Bard. Because you play very lane-focused champions.
Mm-hmm.
And Bard removes laning phase. And Morgana just counters some of the champs you want to play. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
I think that Soraka is pretty fucking useless. When it comes to what you're playing, I would like to play versus Morgana. And you duo a lot as well, so you can just tell your duo to get Executioner's Calling as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can agree with the Taric, but the thing is that he is not that great in lane. So, you should be able to abuse that. Like, if I'm playing supports like Swain, for example, what I'm worried about is playing versus something like Bard. Because it's just like, alright, great, he's gonna roam now. And I can't really do much about it.
Yeah.
Because versus Bard, you would like to play things like Pantheon. Because Pantheon can follow the roams around, but Pantheon can also punish enemy ADC really well. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And another thing is that Bard is a one-trick champ, and there's a lot of one-trick Bards. So you're gonna get a lot of elo from banning that champion, because you're target banning people. There's not any Soraka one-tricks, pretty much.
Right.
Now, looking at this game, it's very important, no matter what you play in League, that we just already know how to play it. Like here, we're playing Leona versus Alistar. We are in a 2v2 lane, of course, we're playing bot lane, but you need to think about your 1v1 versus both of these champions. And then you need to think of the 2v2 as a whole. Because bot lane isn't always 2v2. It depends how people are standing in the lane, right? Like if... here, for example, if you're standing here and Alistar is here, you guys are 1v1 if they are here. The ADCs. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, first, how do you think your 1v1 is versus Alistar? What is it that we need to play around?
I think the biggest thing I need to play around would be like his engage setup, so how close Caitlyn would be to him when he's going in for an engage, like that, like triangle setup. As far as like the 1v1, like I think I can just poke him easily, but we probably never interact with each other that much outside of like going in for kills while we're inside of our ADC's range.
I think that for early laning, like level 1 for example, Alistar is quite useless. But so is Leona.
Yeah, we're both paperweights.
Yeah. So we need to think about it like ADC. So Caitlyn is gonna win this lane. Level 1 here.
Mm-hmm.
Like level 1, you shouldn't be allowed to really do anything. So it's mainly about preventing taking damage to prepare for level 2. And then it's things like runes that will matter. If he has bone plating and that gets popped, right? If you have bone plating, for example, right? I don't know what you have. I would go bone plating versus Katarina, Alistar, and things like this. But I would go second wind versus things like Caitlyn Nami. Because I don't want to tank autos. I have no reason to take autos from Kate. So I want any kind of advantage. Because you could say, shouldn't I go second wind versus Caitlyn? Yeah, if you're going to take a lot of autos, you should.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not looking to take damage from Kate. I need my bone plating to be able to kind of try to win and all in. Do you have bone plating?
I don't remember. I have conditioning.
Yeah. I think that's quite bad. Because the thing is that I would go conditioning in lanes where it's just, like, it's just free. But thing is as well that for supports, your gameplay is basically early game. Later on, you're just a champion, you know? You're not really playing the game that much. your strongest contribution to a team is early game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's quite bad to not have second wind or bomb plating. Because this does nothing for you in lane, this does nothing. So it's pretty bad. Also, I don't like this unless you're planning on just roaming and playing to roam.
Mm.
And if that's what you're planning to do, well then yeah, it makes sense. But if I see that you're just laning perma and you have this, then you're trolling. For example, versus things like Bard and Pantheon, I think that this is really good. When they have Alistar Katarina, I think it's really good because Katarina is going to roam down to bot, so you want to roam into the Katarina to stop her from roaming. So I think it's good this game, but I don't know if you did it on purpose.
No, I just do this every game.
I mean, you go inspiration every game.
Oh, true. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I need to put more thought into my runes.
Because, like, here they have, like, Lulu, Ashe, Vayne, Lulu. I don't want to sit in lane and jump into them. You know? Like, versus Lulu, I want to abuse the fact that I can move around and she cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So...
But with Samira, I do want to be diving on them.
Yeah, you can for sure. You're not gonna leave her perma. It's just we don't need this. I don't see why you would need biscuits versus Vayne Lulu. We're not fighting till the death here in early game.
Right.
So if you're gonna go anything here, I would go Hex Flash. But I wouldn't want anything here. I don't see why we would. I like the cheap shot. I think you should go cheap shot or zombie ward and then this. And just get to roam. Roaming is how you're gonna climb in most of your games.
Yeah.
Then there are gonna be games where you're wanting to all in a lot in your lane, but you also need sustain. Like maybe versus, like, for example, things like a Vel'Koz Ashe, right? Then I would probably go Inspiration and I would go second wind here. I'd go second wind and Inspiration with biscuits and 5%. Because I need the sustain. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But here you're missing, like, in late game you're missing 45 movement speed here. For having this. Make sense?
Yep.
Now, in this lane, it's important to play around Caitlyn headshots, her auto range. Alistar has really, really long cooldowns, and I don't know what runes he has, if he has Aftershock or Phase Rush. But if he has Phase Rush, you can really, really win trades, like, really hard. Like, next level hard. But if he has Aftershock, then it can be really hard for your Samira to follow up. Okay?
Okay.
It's good that you're not taking creeps early. It would just let yourself get autoed by Caitlyn. So right now I think that you're playing good. I think that something that is bad is walking out of the bush for no reason. Because what this does is it tells them the position you are in the bush. Another thing is that for champions like Leona, where getting level 2 first is super important. Something that you should look to do is just ward early and recall for sweeper. And then just lane with sweeper. Because every time you stand in bushes, people always ward them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get level 2 first that way.
Gotcha.
So for example, like level 1, when the game starts, you can just like run like this. And drop like a ward here, for example. Or here. Wherever you think enemy support will be standing while laning. And then you just recall and you buy sweeper. And you lane that way.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Yep.
But yeah, I think there's no reason to like go here to here. Because if you're just standing here, walking back and forth here without leaving the bush, then they don't know where in the bush you are. Because the thing is that if Samira, right? Samira can't do this, but for example, a champion like MF might be able to. Let's say MF now walks up to here. Caitlyn might walk away. But if they know that you are here, because you walked outside the bush here, and now MF goes here, will Caitlyn run away, do you think?
No. Sure.
No.
Just auto enough.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I mean, because now if Caitlyn walks up here, and your MF is here, and you're standing here, pretty sure that you can just E onto the Caitlyn here.
Yeah.
So we need to ask ourselves, what do I gain now by walking up? Well, nothing. I'm doing nothing.
Right.
So we're just showing ourselves for no reason. And you should just spam A-click in the bush. Again, I don't know why we are running here, right? Like, here Alistar abuses body language. He walks up and it scares you for some reason. Right, remember, Alistar is piss useless. Look where Caitlyn is while Alistar is doing this. Why are we running?
Right.
This lane is not about Alistar, it's about Caitlyn level 1. We avoid Caitlyn. We don't care about Alistar. So here, we should just like stand here and we should just spam A-click on the ground. Okay? When he walks up to ward range, just spam A-click. And then if she walks up as well, then you leave, of course.
Gotcha.
Because here they're just unsynced. If I'm Alistar here and I'm on comms with Caitlyn, I'm telling her to walk up with me. So we can gain control here, because now this wave is going to move up. It's going to kill this and it's going to move up. So we want to move up with the wave, if we are the enemies. Caitlyn is not moving up with the wave. So you can abuse that, because Alistar is trolling here. This is a ward that you should have been able to take. But you weren't ready for it. So now, if you did take their ward, could Caitlyn click on you if you stood here now?
No.
Exactly. So that would force Alistar to have to walk up and be a human ward, right? Mm-hmm. This could allow for Samira to auto-attack. Make sense?
Yep.
This could pop bomb plating. Bomb plating is like 40-second cooldown, which means that the level 2 all-in, he doesn't have bomb plating. Do you see how these small things can add up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, we always want to avoid taking harass, so here you could have taken a creep, because again, Caitlyn's movement. Your spacing here is really good. Like, right now,
yeah.
Your spacing here is really good. Because Caitlyn's auto range is like here, right? And you're right outside of it. So it's really good. Because this lets you react to things quickly, without getting punished by Caitlyn. So now, when this creep now walks up, and again, Caitlyn is walking away, I don't know why you now run away instead of autoing this creep. Because I would see this as an opportunity to now just auto the minion.
Right.
See, you could for sure have killed this. Because the issue is that now they're going to get level 2. So now what happens if you go for the creep?
I'll get murked.
Yeah, you get fucked. So now when this wave goes on the turret, what happens then if we go for the creep? Probably get poked a bit, right?
Yeah.
So we could have avoided that. Because you should try to hit the wave if you're allowed to. Here you're trolling. That's not worth. Look, this is fine. It's fine. Now why do you want to take the caster?
Let me see. I was told a long time ago that it's more worth to take the casters for the AD if they can't get it from the turret.
No.
I don't know if that's true or not.
It's not worth it at all.
Okay.
Whoever said that's big Dumbo. This 14 gold compared to you getting 90 is not worth at all. It's completely useless. And you should not want to all in them. If you E in, you will always lose this. So I would skill W. Because the thing is, we can abuse the fact we are way tankier than Alistar. So if we walk up and Alistar Qs you, because there will be a time where you have to walk up, right? And you auto like a cannon or something. And this guy Qs you. And then walks like this, and then he Ws you, right? If you now have Aftershock and W during all this time, they're not killing you. And now your ADC can
Right.
deal damage. Because your E is not going to do anything. Like, I bet you won't even use it. Like, you're not going to E in here ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you want to have W now so that if they combo you, you don't take a lot of damage? If you now, like, the wave crashes and you need to farm this, you can pop W and reduce a lot of damage that you're going to be taking. Because I think that you should get hard punished if you're now going to auto. Like, let's say you have Relic now for this cannon, and you now walk up to auto this cannon here, and they play properly. They would look to bully you, right? If you now
Yeah.
W, you would take like 100 damage or something. If you just W and then auto Q the Alistar. Your E is really useless here. Now you're like 100 gold behind the Alistar. Just because you chose to auto this caster. And it's really bad, especially for you because you're a competitive team player. So getting the support quest stacked is really important. Good potion popping. That's really good. Good. You should pop W because you want to push. Now here, same thing as before, the wave now is pushing back into you. So you guys don't need to overextend. You have 2 out of 2 trinkets. I would want to ward here.
Okay.
This way we can know if the enemy is like walking back, and we can swap to sweeper again. If you want to keep your trinket, I would ward here and then keep my trinket, have 1 out of 2 and then ward like Tribush. But since I'm not gonna buy a pink, I wouldn't need to do that. So I would just want to use my wards. So, for example, ward here, and just recall, swap to sweeper, buy my pink, place a pink here. And now I have every single lane bush warded, the wave is pushing to us. And I know for sure if I'm getting ganked, and I can see them in the bushes, etc. Instead, I'm just sitting now at 2 out of 2 wards, which is useless. So now, like, okay, you didn't have enough for a pink, so then I would probably sit on my trinket. So then I would have used 1 there for lane bush, and then 1 in try. Because now the trinket is just ticking, and you're not getting your 3rd ward. Because it's stuck at 2 out of 2. Also, one thing, like, settings-wise, your HUD is so fucking big. And it's really bad. There's no reason to have it this big. Like, it's on 100 right now, you should just turn it down to 50. The most ideal would be to have it at 1. But if you have, like, maybe trouble seeing stuff, then you should have it at 50. But if you don't have any troubles with that, you should just have it at 1. Because this, as you can see, like, we can't even see it here right now.
Right.
See, you look where Alistar is.
Yeah.
We couldn't see him. Watch, I want you to look at that. We cannot actually see Alistar. Even though he's right behind Echo, we couldn't see him. See?
Yep.
That's because your HUD is so fucking big. And that's an issue, because let's say, for example, you're here. You're looking for Katarina, and there's a Blitzcrank standing here, and he now channels his hook. You can't see the channel.
Yeah.
If you're here now laning, and your HUD is now blocking here, you can't see if somebody leaves that bush. Right?
Right.
So, you should
I
turn
also have
down
my
things.
map at 200%.
Yeah, I can also see there's something with your map as well. That as well, turn it to 100.
Okay.
Because you should be able to see everything here with 100%.
Yeah, I agree. I did it just out of, like, I don't know. I want to be able to, like, look at things in my peripheral, but I can probably do that at the normal size.
Yeah, I mean, people prefer different things, and that's fine. But the thing is that you should always try to do what's best. The best is to have this at 1 and this at 100. If you can't do this at 1 and you can only do it at 50, that is still better than 100, so go ahead. If you can't do this at 100, you can only do it at 150, for example, then do that. that is still better than 200. If you can only play with it at 200, but you can do this at 1, then do this at 1. Do whatever is the closest to best at least.
Yeah.
Because this is really, really bad, because you're missing so much going on. Now, this roam is really, really obvious, and you should counter it. Because the thing is, like I said, the reason why this ward is quite good is because it's bouncing to you. So we know we're gonna stand safe when we come back to lane. So your Samira will be safe when she comes back, because the wave is gonna push to her. And when she comes back to lane, the wave will be like inside of here.
Mm-hmm.
So you should roam like this. And then you should just turn to mid or turn to bot. You have no reason to go here and then go to mid, because you have nothing to return to bot for. If you get to here and now you see Alistar is bot lane and you see there's nothing to do mid, then sure, you can just go bot. But right now, Alistar has a window to roam on. And so do you. So you should think, where is the closest place where something can happen, and that is mid lane. It's really strange that you're not going mid here. You also have Boots and Relentless Hunter, so you are a bit faster than your ADC as well. But you see, like here, Alistar is even moving through river, and you're just running to lane.
Yep.
Like I said, half of the strength of support is the fact that you can just leave your lane. See, you could be mid right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then how good wouldn't that be? Because if Alistar here dies, right? Let's say he dies now. Right? So let's say, for example, Lilia dies. Right? This is game breaking. It's already won. Let's say if Alistar here in a different game, he won't die here ever in this game. But let's say something else happened, right? Let's say Echo actually jumped on Alistar. And let's say you're here now. And now Alistar dies. Alistar now dies while bot wave is pushing into you. How fucked is Kate?
Yep. Giga fucked.
She now has to lane 1v2 while the lane is pushing towards the enemy. She's doomed. And now you went bot, and now you're running mid. It's really bad. Now Elise is getting fucked by Lilia, and you're not here. So now you just look like clown, because Alistar is making every move and you're just following it. Everybody can do that. But we need to know what's gonna happen. You should have just ran straight mid. And it's not just about that Alistar could move, it's the main thing is just that you could do it, because your ADC cannot be punished. Make sense?
Yep.
Again here, you have 2 out of 2 trinkets. So Lilia is top now, so there's no reason to ward for her. But here, Alistar has full control, and I don't think he has sweeper. I don't know why we don't ward the bush here. So that our ADC can see him, we can see him channeling Hex Flash, because right now, there will be games now where he does not leave the bush, and he just sits here. The guy has Hex Flash. If I'm now Samira, I don't want to stand here, because maybe I get Hex Flashed on. If it's warded, I can know.
Right.
And again, you have 2 out of 2 trinkets, so you have no reason to keep. You can keep 1, but don't fucking keep 2. This was very good. You saw Alistar was a bit far away, so that was good by you. And that's kind of what I meant. Like, this matchup isn't meant to be this easy for Leona, but this guy is inting, so. Did he tell you that he was gonna freeze, or? You're duo, right?
Yeah, I'm duo with the guy. I don't think so.
No, you just left.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just left.
Because if he wants to push, you should look to return there soon. I agree with moving though. Like, it's for sure the best. But now, for example, I would like just recall if he's gonna freeze.
Mm-hmm.
But now I see him pushing. So you are. This is also good, but I just want to make sure that he crashes the wave. Here again, I would just recall. I don't know why you want to stay now. Because now you're just losing tempo. Like,
Yeah.
this is really bad. Because now, see, like, this is really shit. Because the thing is, you could already be running on the map now. Because you could actually roam to top lane here. If you did what I said.
Just staying. Yeah.
Camille might even be diveable. And then now we haven't even recalled. So now we're just running around with 600 gold, which is a lot for a support. Because this is tier 2 boots. You could go swiftness now. You could sell potion and gotten your Mobies, for example. You could buy CDR, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we just stood around the map, just not even getting EXP or anything. Like, it's really, really bad. Because as well, you could have just stood here now and hold the wave to freeze it. So you missed a lot of opportunities with this. So it's just important that, again, we have a game plan. Like, now we kill them, alright. While you're roaming now, what's Samira doing to the wave? Is she pushing it? Or is she freezing? Yeah. Right? If she's pushing, then she's fine. She's just gonna push. If she's freezing, then she's also fine, but you need to get back there once they come back, otherwise they'll just dive her while you roam.
Right.
And she'll lose a lot. So here you kill her, and you now go to ward. I think that that's fine. I think it's a good ward, so I think losing a bit of tempo now to do that, it's acceptable. Now just recall. Like, they don't have a ward here, so they didn't see you go in here. They don't have a ward in this bush. Why don't you just recall?
Right.
While you're recalling, look at Samira, look at top lane, look at mid lane, try to figure out where do I go next. Yeah. Like, Samira here crashed the wave and you're still not fucking recalling. You have swiftness boots in base, you have CDR, whatever the fuck you want. You have the Glacial Shroud, I think, as well. Holy, that looked really weird.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we couldn't do this play if you recall. You for sure could have, because this is like 50 seconds later.
Right.
But yeah, this was nice. But I don't know, you use your W really poor. Is that just because you're afraid of taking the kill, or?
No. I probably just used it like a fucking animal.
Because you never use it. Like, I haven't seen you use it once this game. Because a good Leona would use it already. Because you should be able to tell that I'm gonna get to catch her here. See? Like here already. Like here she's fucked. So I don't know why you don't W here.
Yeah.
Because it should pop there. Because you do this mistake so often that there's no way this is on purpose. So I just think that there will be games where you actually lose kills because you don't use your W properly. Yeah, this is nice, good relic usage. And this is kind of where the not taking the free bases hurts you, because your ADC came off base here. So if he bases now, he's gonna have like 600 gold, so it's not good for him to base. So this is plate window for him. You have 1.1k gold.
Mm-hmm.
As a support, that's a lot, right? So it feels really bad for you to stay, no?
Yep.
But you have to. Because it's so bad for your ADC now for you to base. Because he will lose a big plate window. That is why we had to take that free base earlier. Because then we would only have like 400 gold or something like this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have an item. Because there will be a game now where Katarina doesn't roam like this, and you would just now sitting there taking place while having 1.2k gold, and then in this fight, for example, you can now be tankier or have more CDR or something. Like in this fight, for example, if you had like double Ruby Crystal or something, you know, like Ruby Crystal, you would have more HP. Katarina would have to commit even harder on you. Make sense?
Yep.
Samira is balanced, by the way.
Yeah.
What do I end up buying? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think Mobius is fine. We're snowballing really hard, and we do want to roam in this game. So I think it's fine. I think the main issue with Mobius is the price, like they making it cost more. Again here, I think you're trolling again. Like your ADC here is forced to recall, and the reason why is he gets a triple kill now. So he has so much gold, and he crashed the wave. If he stays, he's choosing to stay with like 2k gold right now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So right now he's only staying because he needs to crash the minion wave. So you need to now ping him away and just go mid. Or go top. Why are you going to Samira? Right. She has no reason to stay. She has 3k gold in her fucking pocket. Because now you're just here. So now if Echo now gets ganked, You are not there. Right? They're fighting in top here. You are not there. Like, this is how you're gonna climb as support. You're so mad. Because you could have killed Camille probably.
Yeah.
You should ping already right now that you want Elise to come. Because there will be times now where Elise goes to Krugs because you don't ping. Like when you see here that the wave, right now, it's pushing into enemy. Okay? On the next wave, it's going to push into enemy. So, we see our Elise is puffing down to bot. She does not have time to take Krugs, because on the next wave, we're going to be overextended here. Because of how the wave is. So we should ping already.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that you guys die here. Samira overstepped. But there will be a time now where Samira oversteps 10 seconds later and Elise is at Krugs because she doesn't know that she should have went bot. And that's why pinging is important. Here, I think you did the worst that you could have done. I think you really griefed getting double knock-up. That should never have happened. You have no reason to walk up. Like, there are times where walking up can pop Guardian or walking up because you're like Poppy or something. You have absolutely no reason to walk up.
Yeah.
Like, if Alistar is dashing, you stunning him like this doesn't matter. So, like, I don't know what you're trying to achieve.
Right.
You should just try to buy time so maybe your teammates can help. Because if now you didn't get knocked up and you were just running, one, you wouldn't get slept by Lilia because she wouldn't hit you. And you wouldn't get knocked up, so you wouldn't take that damage, so you'd be pretty much full HP right now, and you'd be like here. And then this entire sequence of events could actually be changed, because you would be alive still. You'd be stunning Lilia right here.
Mm-hmm.
Lilia would actually be dead. See? So you just had to realize that Samira inted. You had no reason to walk up. Now going bot is correct. There's a big wave coming down to bot lane and Katarina is staying around, so if you go top now, then I think that Katarina could just push mid and dive your AD carry. And it's also a lot of gold and XP here, so I think this is fine to not roam this time. Bot wave crashed, so we can go for a roam. Katarina probably recalled, running back to mid. I think like once you snowball this hard, like roams like this is how you win. You don't win anymore by killing the Caitlyn. Killing the Cait there was really good, but every time that I see that you roam, it's because either Alistar forced something or your teammates forced something. It's never you putting down vision and starting it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with that is because especially in like D3, your teammates are not good at all. They will not set up things well, and they will often just do it like int plays, you know? So
Yeah.
a lot of the roams that you do is following their int. You should be the one doing the good roams. Make sense?
Yep.
in this situation, for example, I don't know why you're giving up this EXP. Like, if you look at this, right? What happened in this whole thing? Camille is top, Lilia is top right now. Lilia is top. Katarina is dead. Right? Alistar is 10 HP. Again, we don't fucking use W. So you see, like, you're maxing W, by the way.
Yeah.
Here. There. Look. And now you're un-CC'd again. And you don't use it. You refuse to use this spell. Yet you're maxing it. You just never want to use W. Here I would be spamming it if I was you. Make sense?
Yep.
But now, for example, Katarina's dead for another 15 seconds. Alistar's basically dead. Lilia Camille is top. And there's an entire wave here. Cannon, minion, and melee creeps here. And you go to recall now. I would stay here and stick around. So that I can get the cannon. Why don't you want to get this EXP? Because you're gonna lose a lot of EXP as a support by roaming well. But windows like this, where you have free gold and EXP to get, I don't see why you don't want to take it.
Right.
Because here you're gonna recall, so you're not gonna be on the map. But at least, because taking that wave would lose you like 15 seconds of tempo, which isn't always good, right? So for example, let's say now Drake is up in like 30, right? I think that staying to take that wave could be very bad, because you would lose a lot of vision on Drake, I think. But right now there's nothing going on. Elise is clearing down to bot lane. Your Samira is just roaming around. And Echo was recalling.
Right.
So I think if you are starting to channel your recall now by losing this 15 seconds worth of tempo, the game is still fine, but you would get more EXP and some gold. Now you lost a random cannon wave for no reason. I think again you should just run top or mid here. Because this guy can die 20 times and it's not going to be the reason why you win or lose at this point anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure how much times he has died, because you don't press tab that often here, spamming it. Yeah, 2 and 6 he's now. Like, I just don't think that it's, you know, what's going to make you win. Because here again, like, top lane gets ganked again. And maybe you could, like, maybe Katarina jumps on Echo, you know, if you're there and stuff.
Right.
I think here you should ping Elise again to come into like their bot side. Maybe she can take some camps. Maybe we can kill them again. We need to just keep snowballing and making shit happen because top is bleeding. That's a bit troll. But yeah, Samira smurfed it. Good. Now Caitlyn's gonna come and I think we could just kill her again here. Here's Katarina. That champ is balanced. I think again we can just use W. Look here. Right now. Why don't you press W now?
Right. I always start taking damage before I even think about pressing it.
But yeah. Yeah, I think your positioning when when Samira messed up and got caught by Alistar, it basically ruined everything pretty much because Lilia got so fucking fed from that. Because that should have been them just getting Samira shot down and then you guys killing Lilia. But since you went in with Samira for no reason, like there was no reason, you're not Poppy, you had no reason to walk on top of her, you then also died. And you died so quick before your teammates could even come. And then they snowballed off that. This is nice. Why don't you skill anything?
So I made my HUD so big.
But you still don't skill it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'll get to it.
I think stuff like, again, like stuff like this, like when you sit around, right, like, and do stuff like this, like here you kill this, and now why are you here? Because
Right.
now there will be a game now where Katarina jumps on Samira, or Echo now gets caught on Raptors. Why are you leashing Herald? Alistar
Yeah.
is dead. Why don't you now go for, like, trying to ward their jungle? Or why don't you hover Samira and Echo right now? We know that these guys are fine doing Herald. I think this is really greedy, like they're coming off the map now. And I think this is the worst Herald I've seen in my life. We should just recall here for Drake.
Yeah.
When you are a support, you're a babysitter. And you have to guide these little fucking kids. Like, here Drake is spawning in 1 minute now soon. There, 1 minute. So, reason why I say that this is greedy is because I'm pretty sure Lilia could be there. Yeah. See? Like, here, Lilia is alive. She's running around the map. So, I think that here, Lilia and crew could just come and kill you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to ping people away, like recall. Drake is up now in 40. And they had a roam timer here on us and they didn't do it. So they should do it now for sure. And now Alistar is back on the map as well. But nobody's running away. We should be like spam pinging away now. Like Samir should not be running this way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our job to ping and say it. We can't force it. Like, your teammates are like little teenagers, you know? You can't, like,
Yep.
force them to do things and to listen to you, but you can at least tell them. And pray that they fucking listen. If this Samira wants to be a rebel and fucking 1v3, well then, she can go do that. And then again, you try to help the Elise who's just griefing, so now you're dead again as well. But you shouldn't be dead here. Like, this should be Elise dying, and you guys losing Drake, and then you can, like, roam up to top and try to kill somebody there while they take Drake. So that you get something at least.
Yep.
But now you're dead, so now you're just, like, losing. You can't even gain anything. And we still haven't skilled anything. A minute later after we leveled.
People
That's-
think getting a diamond is hard.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know.
This is really bad. Like, here, Drake got taken, like, 4 minutes ago. I mean, not 4 minutes ago, 1 minute ago. So it's up in 4 minutes, right? We just used Sweeper and the blue plant. So we now know this is not warded, right? So placing a pink is kind of useless because knowing that it's not warded, we already know that. And we don't know if you want to play around this even. You want to place pink wards where you want vision and where you want to have control. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if you want to have control here because we don't know what we're gonna play around. If you're gonna play around Mordekaiser, we need to find out first where the fuck is he even going. Right?
Yeah.
What turret are we playing for now? How does my teammates want to play? Do we want to flank? Right? Do we want to cheese? Right now Echo is here. So if I want to play for Echo side laning, why am I pinking now? Because if they now move in and take my pink, can we protect it now that Samira is here, Elise is here, Echo is here?
No.
No. So I think it's really bad to just ward now. Because now you're going to ward and now you're going to move around. Now we're moving around. So now if Alistar wants to, you can just run in there and clear your pink. Correct?
Yep.
Here we're level 9, we have skill points and we haven't used it. So what was the point in this pink? There's no fucking point. You should just keep it until you realize what we're gonna really play for. Because if you want to just vision there, why don't you just use a normal ward? Why use a pink that you paid 75 gold for? We go for Kate here, it's fine, you have no other option. Then I think that warding lane is very underused in NA as well. Same thing with like the fresh thing. Nobody in NA really wards lane. Like when you ward here, the only way they can clear it is by using sweeper. If they use sweeper for one of your wards, when it's a lane ward, that's really fine trade for you. Because that means they can't then sweep your sweep jungle and stuff. Okay?
Right.
So it can save your teammates because you can keep your vision. Another great thing with it is now you get to know how safe you actually are taking this, and you know when they're moving and where. So I would drop a lane ward here. You have 3 wards, and there's no objectives up. Because if it's like Baron, right? If Baron is up, you might want to save your wards so that you can like use it to check Baron. Right? Because having only 1 ward when Baron is up might suck a bit, because then you use 1 and you already have to recall. But nothing is up here. We're only playing for lanes and picks. So use your fucking wards. Because here you're not using ward. And here, right? Like this does not do anything. Just stun Katarina instead.
Right.
Lily has already done everything. Watch. E. Sleep. So who fucking cares? You should just stun Katarina. This champ is so unbalanced. Ah, Lilia is so cool. It's like an Udyr but useful.
Yeah.
Wait, did I see this right? Do you have 20 ping?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You have 20 ping in NA?
I live right next to Chicago.
That's fucking crazy.
Bro, am I ever gonna level up an ability here?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But
I did not realize this.
But do you see the pink ward again? Look. What the fuck is this pink? Why?
Yeah.
Echo is recalling. You're not gonna stay here now. Why are we pinking this? Why do you care if this is warded?
Right.
If you wanted vision here, okay, use this. Because you probably buy a shit ton of pink wards. Yeah, 8. Right, it's nothing too crazy, it's fine number. 12 is kind of a lot, but still. But the issue is how you use them. Like, I've coached so many people, and I coached a guy that legit bought like 20 average, and he would waste like half of them.
Yeah.
They cost 75 each. 10 is 750 gold, that's a lot for a support. Support items give one of the most, like, best power spikes in the game. Like, when completed, you know? In terms of, like, how much impact the actives and stuff has. So, to delay items, to buy vision, and then use vision like this is so fucking bad. Like, let's see what happens now. You place this. Okay, so now they don't have wards here. Alright, how do we abuse this? We're gonna sit in the bush and cheese? No. We're just leaving it there. Nice. So now if Camille goes there and just takes it, what are we gonna do? Nothing. We're not sitting there and cheesing anybody. We're not caring about them not having vision there. Right? Like, if you're just gonna use pink wards randomly, like if you put it here at least, then we know we're safe to rotate here and stuff, and it's actually a bit useful. This doesn't do anything right now. Right? While we're laning, right? This is great. Why? Because if our jungler moves here, they don't see him. If we go here to mid, they don't see us. If enemy jungle ganks us, we see them. So it's perfect. It does everything. It gives us vision and denies them vision. This one here only gives us vision. We don't care if that's warded. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, now, for example, if we wanted to invade their red buff, we would care about this being warded or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just oinking around, doing nothing. Which is fine, because Echo was basing. Again, I don't know, right, why we pinked that again. Didn't make any sense. Once Drake was closer to spawning and we were gonna control that area, it would make sense. But right now, right, we're not playing inside of that bush. Because now it would be nice to have a pink up, and then maybe we could like pink this area again, and maybe go for picks again, you know? Maybe we can move down to Echo now, and go here, and maybe look for something there. Good lane ward. Now he's gonna probably sweep because he's being pinged that is warded. Nope. So now we just get to see them all. But if you're, again here, like, I don't know what you're thinking here. Look. Echo is versus Camille bot. Samir is recalling, Elise is bot side. Everything right now is happening bot side. And then randomly, you're running top to ward. Why do you care if this bush is warded?
Right.
They're not gonna do Baron at 20. Their ADC has 1 item. Their top is bot. Because you could already be here. But your biggest weakness is how you read the map. You ward here, that's fine. But I think that you could have warded this one here instead, because they are not so behind that they have to rotate like this. They are allowed to rotate like this. So by warding like over here, you show this, you know?
Right.
And it's also easier to control this one, because like if they stand here taking it, then you can maybe stand over here and ulti. But main point is just you now get to see this. This one doesn't show it as well. This only gives vision to like here. Make sense?
Yep.
Anyways, Echo's bot. If you're gonna stand the map, run to Echo. Because if Samir is recalling, can it happen anything mid?
No.
No. So then if we're gonna stay on the map, then you either ward Baron if we're gonna take it or we're scared of them taking it. Or we go bots, because that's the only place something can happen. Instead, we're just circling around. Imagine you ran straight to bot here. You will be there now in 3, 2, 1. You're on Camille right now. What the fuck are we doing mid? There at least died. If we were there, we could CC chain Camille. For sure she's dead here, if you're there. For sure.
Yeah.
100%, right? Now your jungler is dead. And you're just mid. Now let's see, how does this turn out? Well, Echo smurfs it, apparently. And you see again how you're late. Because I think you in lane, you punished Alistar well. Like when he stood like here while Kate stood here, you punished him well because he couldn't knock you away in time. And you saw the opening. That was really good. But you're really trolling when it comes to map rotations. Because if you were there earlier, Camille would be insta-dead, Elise would be alive right now. And it would just be you guys having number advantage. And everything could basically just be turned around maybe. But we're just late again, and we have a number. The numbers are even because Camille died, but also our team, like Elise.
Mm-hmm.
How did we use lockets this fight? That's a bit useless, no? I think Caitlyn has Stormrazor Rapid Fire. You should always be aware of like power specs. Like this guy, Caitlyn's Q and ult does not deal damage. Like this was really useless locket. Nice. Fucking Katarina. I ban that champ every game. Okay. Well, Lilia is also balanced. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there isn't much that you can do. This point, we just need to try to figure out how can we kill Lilia, and who and what do I look to do in team fights, right? Like, canceling Katarina R is really important. You should not look to snipe Caitlyn with ultis. It's all about killing Lilia. If Lilia lives, it's just lost anyways. So
Yeah.
Here, for example, I think you should quote-unquote just flip it. So we kill Kate. I think you should just fucking spam ping Baron. Like, just, it's a game, it's lost. Like, you guys have lost Inhib. If they get back on the map and start to split, you guys are gonna lose anyways. So like right now, like always look at what tools you have available. You have Mordekaiser ulti, Echo ulti, Samira ulti, you have ulti. You have Ignite, you have Locket, you have everything that you would want to fight, right? So why don't you just want to try to do Baron now? Like, when else are we gonna win this game? We have lost Inhibs, we're losing side lane now. Katarina's starting to get strong. Because you're so scared to force anything. So it just feels like to me that you are playing to not lose instead of playing to win. Because if you just keep sitting back and not trying to initiate or trying to force something to happen, you're just praying that enemies fuck up, and this is not a game where you're gonna win from enemies fuck ups, because the thing is, one, they don't have a reason to fuck up because you're not punishing them. And two, for them to actually lose now, Camille has to fuck up a lot so she falls behind. Katarina has to fuck up a lot. It's not like they only have one carry. They have Lilia, Katarina, and Camille. They're all really strong. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, look at Camille. Like, she just came in and cracked Samira's fucking skull open. Look. Look here. Look, Samira. Right?
Yeah.
This is not a game where we win from pushing fucking mid now. Like here, we kill Caitlyn and we just go in their jungle and we sweep it and we just try to make a pick. Most cases, you're just gonna lose anyways, even if you do what I said. But you might win doing what I said. But you're never gonna win like this, because now it's like, okay, we kill Caitlyn and we do nothing.
Right.
So now we're just waiting. Now they get to initiate. They get to initiate on us. So now we're just dead again. Meanwhile, if you do what I said, which would be kill Caitlyn, now spamming everybody to like come in jungle, try to force them to come with you and just look for pick. Right? You guys are the ones walking up. You guys are the ones looking to catch somebody with your ulti. Then maybe you can win. We just have to realize how unlikely is it that they throw. Like, is this a game where I win by just chilling? Because there will be games where you win by just chilling. Let's say maybe they only have one fed person and you have good scaling on your team. Yeah, it's possible that they just throw and you don't need to flip it. This game, you guys have an Elise, you have full AP basically. You guys don't scale well. Their Camille will keep scaling really well. And they have 3 people doing good. Again, you stand on top of your teammate versus an Alistar. So you get double lockup. And here, see, it's just lost. But yeah, I think that this game was easily winnable if we, one, played the bot fight better, where we don't stack on top of Alistar, and if we actually play the map more proactive.
Yeah.
Because for sure, Samir snowballed, and you got ahead, but you were never the person to like do proactive things. And that's kind of what makes supports good, is that you can be very proactive. Like if you're playing mid lane, right, and you just roam randomly, you're gonna lose turret plates, you're gonna lose farm and EXP, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as a support, you're still gaining gold by roaming, and if you're losing creeps, it doesn't really matter that much as long as you have the EXP that you need, so it's really important to understand that. And a lot of the things in League that I talked about can be thought about like 30 seconds before it even happens. Like as soon as I see Echo is running bot, you know, okay, he's gonna side lane bot lane now. What does that mean? right? When you're recalling, seeing this wave crash and it's pushing back to you, okay, that means that the wave will be here or under turret if they push it, right? So when the wave comes on turret, you should probably return to bot to make sure your ADC is not getting dove. If the wave is here, your ADC is usually fine, depends how much engaged they have and stuff. Right, so you can probably roam.
Yep.
Do you have any questions?
No, not at the time. I think you gave me a lot of stuff to work on. And I think I get everything you're saying.
Alright, that's good. Well, like I said, I recorded it. I will upload it and send it to you when it's up. And then if you have any questions after watching the video, then just message me